Alright, back we are for part 3 or 4. I don't really remember. The brain fog's kind of bad with the antihistamines that I'm on for alpha-gal, so I'm going to talk slow, and if I have to pause a few times, it's really just thinking about what I'm going to say so I don't ramble and go on forever. In the other couple videos that I made about my Wolfpup camper, the 2020 Wolfpup 17JG, my newest complaint is the disintegration of the sill plate on the driver's side rear corner, the whole section from the wheel well arch to the back corner. Basically, that's the wood that sits on the frame on the outriggers that supports the wall in the back corner. It had disintegrated, and some of the outrigger bolts had pulled through. So I knew there was major damage. I had been quoted an even ballpark 10 grand to fix it, so I decided to try myself. At this point, I've got the damaged wood cleared away. I've installed a new sill plate, a new 5/8 decking or sandwiched between that and the wall, and I have created my own clamp system with carriage bolts, L-bar clamp plate, and so forth to fit on the outriggers, and tack welded some things together so that I can tighten to my heart's content without spinning the carriage bolts. So it should be a bit stronger than it was before. This corner had collapsed about 1/2 inch beyond factory based on what had disintegrated and how far I had to lift it for the new sill plate. So I'll show you. I'm going to flip the camera. Maybe. Alright, so this is the whole corner. That's the slide. I've got the tin peeled back because it is a pain in the rear to remove from underneath the slide, and I decided I won't. So in the front, we've got a 6-inch carriage bolt through the outrigger. Got my new sill plate all the way down here to the back. The new decking in between it. Just at Lowe's, I got a 6-foot section of that L-bar that's pre-drilled. And the carriage bolt fit through there with a little modification. I tack welded a washer and the carriage bolt in place and clamped her down with a nylon lock nut and washer. So that is not going to move. Before it could pull the carriage bolt, it could pull them together and have to retighten, and I don't think I'll have to with this setup. Same thing here, a little bit better view. The screw on the side is just to help pull that L-bar all the way in so it's seated properly. And you can see it's just flux cord tack welded into place so it won't spin. And gone through again. This back corner was a little tricky. There's no good way to get a bolt in there, so I had to cut the staples holding the wall studs with my oscillating tool and remove a little bit of, just a tiny amount of wood. I crammed the L-bar in there. I used hole saws to cut away some space for my 6-inch carriage bolt to go in through the top with the washer. I tack welded it to my L-bar, tightened everything down, and then I just used these stabilizing plates to keep the wood together this way, and the clamp is doing it this way, but these help with that too. I don't think I've really lost much strength. These are toothpicks anyway, and everything's in there solid enough, so I'm happy with it. It's not going anywhere. It'll also have screws coming in from the trim in the back to help hold this whole corner together. So I think that'll work out great. Didn't set anything on fire. The old Harbor Freight deal, so worked out good. Overall, I'm happy with how it's gone. I probably have $750 into it, and that includes the Metabo staple gun to drive the 7/8 by 1.5 inch medium crown staples. I had to buy about 1,000 of those because they don't come in small quantities. So that was, $250 all on its own out of the total. The rest is wood, metal, bolts. There's a couple extra things for other projects on the camper. I got to fix the door, for example. But yeah, it's gone pretty good overall. There's still more to do, but it's back being reassembled, and I feel like this back corner is supported now. All right, bye.